And welcome back to your English language online class. Um, we have by far completed composition writing, a lot of in fact, all the composition type of composition writing, letter writing, notice and email writing we have done this year. Uh, and for We have done unseen passage, and then for your grammar portion we have just completed two. That was your subject verb agreement, and it was conjunctions, and join the following sentences without using and, but, and so, and but or so. So these are the three exercises we have done, which is um, important for your ICSE. Another important topic is that we have to deal, and we have to uh, go with the practice, is your preposition writing. Okay, oh sorry, preposition. Now preposition is a topic, I'm sure it's not a new topic for you. We know what it is and how does this work, because you get it preposition since class, I guess, 5 you get what it is in English language. So let's see more in detail what is a preposition. Now the literal meaning of preposition is placed before. Anything that is placed before a noun or a pronoun, or a word, or is a word placed before a noun or pronoun, is a preposition. Okay, which basically tells you what relation it has, what relation the person or thing denoted by in regard to something. Okay, or which basically also tells you about the location that has been kept or been used. That is a preposition. Now, if you have this Art of Effective Writing book, so I'm referring to this for today's class, page 389, you have this topic preposition. All those who are using a new book, Art of Effective Writing book, you might have a different page number, but check in your content and then you go for preposition topic and see the page number and go through once. Okay, so here it is written, what is a preposition? A preposition is a word placed before a noun or pronoun to show in what relation the person or thing denoted by it stands in regard to something. Literal meaning, placed before. Thus we see that a preposition joins a noun or another noun, pronoun or an adjective, or to a verb. Example, like the pen is on the table. Now on is a preposition and it shows relation between pen and table. Okay, Rita is fond of chocolates. Of is a preposition, and of joins noun chocolate to adjective food. Okay, sometimes the preposition may be placed after its object. Now I don't think I need to tell you what is subject, what is object. Subject is something which does the action, the doer of the action, and the object is something who receives the action, the receiver of the action. So the preposition may be placed after its object also sometimes. Okay, like the policeman ran quickly towards the car, the thief succeeded in escaping. So some of the time when we omission of preposition is before noun indicating place or time, like we did it last month. Wait a minute, I cannot walk a yard. Preposition at the end. When object of preposition is that here is a document that you asked for. When the object is an interrogative pronoun, what are you looking for? That is the boy I was speaking of. What are you thinking of? Okay, that most of the time it is at the end of a sentence. Now, if you know what is a preposition, you also must know what are the kinds of preposition are there. There are kinds of preposition. The first one is preposition of time. Okay, so for preposition of time, when you know that the sentence is talking about a time, it is about the time factor. That is what preposition of time means, and we are using, these are the three that we are going to use for preposition of time, and that is at, in, and on. These are the three: at, in, on. Like use of at. How do you use at, preposition at? First thing, to indicate a point of time. When you have a point of time exactly. So here he arrived at 6 p.m. So we use that time at. To indicate a period, at Deepavali or at weekend. Okay, weekend you have Saturday and Sunday, isn't it? So at a period of time, when you want to indicate a period of time, we use preposition at. Note that at is used to indicate measure, rate, and value. So at is also used to indicate measurement, okay, rate, and value as well. The bank charges interest at the rate of 10%. Next one is use of in. So at, in and on, right? At, I have already mentioned. Now in. In is used to indicate longer period or at the end of the period. When you have a longer period of time, or when you are at the end of the period, we use in. Like in the 18th century, or he will return in a week. Used to indicate part of a day, sorry. He went to school in the morning. It's a part of a day, isn't it? Use of on, the third one. With days and date, we use on. Most of you know that. He went home on Sunday. In and on are not used before today, yesterday, tomorrow, the day after, or next. He is going out tomorrow. He returned home yesterday. Okay, so we don't use in and on for before, today, yesterday, tomorrow, the day after, or next. Now, use of in time and on time. Okay, in time means before the appointed time. In time means before the said time or appointed time. Before that, we use in. You must come to the station in time for the train before departure of the train, that means. And on time means at the arranged time, neither before nor after. So that time we use on time. So you are neither early nor late if, that the time you have been given. So that time we use on. The 10 o'clock train started on time. Sharp at 10 started. Use of within, before and during. How do you use within, before and during? Within is used before the expiry of the period. Okay, within this time period you can use this certain product. Okay, he will return within a month. Before is used to refer to a point of time. He will return before 10 June. And during is used before a period, like during the night. Okay. Now, use of after. After denotes at the end of the period of time in the past, like he returned after a month. Use of for and since. Now here most of you get confused because for is also used for time period and since is also used for time period. So most of you are like, should we use for, should we use since? Okay, so here is something. For is used with a period of time also followed by a defined period of time, like we lived here for 8 years. When you have a defined period of time, we use for, and also we can use for with a period of time, for a certain period of time, like we lived here for 8 years. And since is used with a perfect tense to say when it started. So we have been living here since 1990. So when you have a perfect timing and or a time period, you know, perfect tense, we use since. Okay. Use of till, until and by. So most of the time, again here we get confused. What is the difference between till? What is the difference between until? Till and until, it sounds the same. So what is the difference? And by. Till and until is used when something finishes. Okay, like he was in the office till 5 o'clock in the evening. So both have the same meaning. Till and until is used when something finishes. So he was in the office till you can use, or until you can use 5 o'clock in the evening. Now by means not later than. I get up by 5 o'clock. So earlier 5 o'clock, like it cannot be late or not after 5, but before 5 only I get up. That's what it means. So by means not later than. Okay, 5 is the last. Before that I wake up. Note, by indicates again measure, rate and value, just like at. Cloth is measured by the meter. By also denotes instrument or possession. Example, the library was destroyed by fire, the book is written by him. Now let's say preposition of place. We saw preposition of time. Now let's say preposition of place. Use of at and in. Now use of at and in, use with names of small villages and towns, while in is used with name of big cities, states and countries. So we use at and in when you are referring or you're using the name of small villages and towns. Okay. In is also used for name of big cities, states, countries, like he lived at Bareilly in the state of UP. At also used to suggest some activity, like she's working at her desk. In suggests within an area. At suggests not enclosed, like in a box, at the station, in the room, at the crossroad. Use of in and into to denote motion. In denotes position inside something. Okay. Into denotes motion towards the inside of something. Into. He was in the room. He jumped into the pond. So within the area or motion towards the inside of something, that is where we use into. There is a difference between in and into. Use of on and upon. On use when we refer to something at rest. He is sitting on the chair. Upon generally denotes motion. The cat sprang upon him. Okay. Use of between and among. Between use when referring to two person or things. So divide this chocolate between you two or two brothers or something like that. Or and among is refers to more than two person or things. Okay. So divide these two sweets between the two boys. We use between, and the team is like not just it's about two but more than two makes a team. So the team quarreled among themselves. Use of beside and besides. Now what is the difference between beside and besides? Okay, beside means by the side of. Okay, by the side of, and like he sat beside her. Besides means in addition to, adding more, some besides that I have these things to say. Okay, besides being seriously ill he went to school. Use of above and over. Okay, now above is used when there is more space between the two things. Okay, the plane flew above the clouds. Over is used when one thing is close to covering another. He put the tablecloth over the table. Use of below, under, near, above, before and behind indicates a place in relation to an object. Like water lies below the surface of the earth. He hid under the table. He lives near the church. Next is use of about, across, against. All indicate specific places. Like he went about the palace, run across the road, do not lean against the pole and stand before the door. Note, use of for and from. For also indicates contrast or concession. Contrast means difference, or concessions, like doing some concession. Okay, like for all his wealth he is not happy. From indicates inference, motive or source. He did it from gratitude. Light eminence from the sun. Use of with denotes instrument, like with an arrow. When you are using some instrument like with this, so we use with. Also indicates manner and possession. Fought with courage. The man with white hair. Thus we see that some prepositions, according to the way in which they are used, are placed under the several heads. It would, however, be worthwhile to remember the following. Like you can reconcile to a person, but you reconcile the thing. You can agree with a person, but you can agree to a thing. You interfere with a person, but interfere in a thing. You are angry with a person, but angry at a thing or yourself. You are glad for a person, but glad at a thing. You should therefore read the sentence carefully and keep the above in mind. Select the most appropriate preposition that is suited in the sentences. Okay. So once you know the difference of these words and where to use what, your preposition is clear. So what I'll do is, today I just gave a thorough reading what I have in the book. I'll send you the picture of this. Go through once. Okay. And whatever exercises will be given based on this topic, you can, every time you try to solve those exercises, you can go back to the rules, or you can go back to the meanings of each of the words, and then you can proceed with the exercises. You can write the answers yourself. Try doing it yourself. Okay. And if any doubt, I am there. Let me know. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.